In Fruita, we've been on a journey over the years. We have aligned our resources, time, and talents to provide excellent core city services while positively impacting the quality of place, our economic health, and Fruita's lifestyle. After 16 years serving on council or as the mayor, I support our newly elected city council and staff to keep moving our community forward. The city conducts this survey every 4 years to assess the overall quality of life in Fruita, rate city services, and to help the city set goals for the future. 93% of Fruita residents rated the quality of life in Fruita as excellent or good, and residents love the small town atmosphere Fruita has. 85% of the survey results indicated Fruita has an overall feeling of safety. But how is the city using this information to set goals for the future? Even with this overwhelming positivity, the survey helps the City of Fruita prioritize resources to safeguard the high quality of life so many Fruita residents have. There are 4 priority areas that came out of the community survey. Let's take a look at how the city is addressing housing, broadband, communication and traffic flow, and how this helps support the overall quality of life in the place we call home.
The survey results that we do that are sort of empirically tested and statistically valid definitely cemented in that we need to come up with these long-term strategies to combat the issues that we're faced. One of the biggest changes in 2021 was the ability to build, townhomes or duplexes or higher land uses, higher, best land uses within our downtown core, which we did not allow before. We were kind of creating entitlements or land use entitlements around building single-family detached homes. So when we review the survey results and we see that there is a significant percentage that is either dissatisfied or doesn't think that there's enough availability of affordable housing, we certainly can't solve that carte blanche all on our own, but we've tried to align our regulations and zoning code to have complementary land uses that mix the housing alternatives rather than just having one single product. And one of the things to bear in mind is that the City of Fruita is comprised of nearly 80% single-family detached homes, which is, it's not going to get you a employment base or a workforce just because the wages don't keep up with the real estate costs. We've had a couple projects that have come through the process recently, the Mulberry apartments and the Mesa apartments, that are a direct result of some of the changes that we've made to the zoning code to get some different diversity of housing. I'd like to see us within the city and just as a community create housing goals and work them for decades.
Some of the initial results from the survey was that overall residents are satisfied with current internet options, but could be interested in more and also additional providers in the area to help with speed, redundancy, and issues like that. As we learned during the pandemic, having reliable and fast internet access is key for healthcare, education, working from home. We as a city decided that because of that, we need to make probably significant investments in their internet infrastructure in the city. This project that we are proposing this year is a partnership with Region 10, which is a nonprofit that does a variety of these projects in Southwest Colorado. We've submitted a grant to the Colorado Department of Local Affairs. This project will be funded, and from there we can go out to bid for construction of this middle mile project. We will have gigabyte speed ran from Grand Junction. We'll pull that in on the south side of Fruita, hang it over the bridge, and then we will be boring that to one of our city facilities all underground. So it is a construction project. You'll probably see construction crews out there, but it will be a project that I think will benefit the community for many years to come. We hope this investment will spur private investors to also put in infrastructure in Fruita to help with the current needs of residents and businesses. I think we need to have reliable internet service to continue to retain our businesses that we have here in Fruita. It'll benefit the community for 30, 40 years as long as that fiber is in the ground, and probably long after that. So we're very excited to see this come to Fruita.
My name's Ciara DiPinto, and I'm the Communications and Engagement Specialist. My passion for communication really comes from having the ability to connect with residents by telling the story of the City of Fruita. The position I'm in now is completely new, and this new position came from the community survey that they did in 2021. The city didn't rank poorly on communication, but the effectiveness of it was lagging. You know, everyone is doing communications on the side of their job, trying to fit it in with all their other job duties. So the information was out there, but it wasn't getting to residents as effectively as it could have. And so now I get to work with everyone to help them get that information out there. And then we're also in the next year looking at doing a website redesign. From listening to the community survey, residents like to have their information come from Instagram and Nextdoor as well. So now we have a presence on both of those channels. There's a lot of different ways the community can get information that they need to. One is being the website. Others is Facebook, Nextdoor, and Instagram. We also have a Friday update that we do, and that comes through email. You know, filling the communications and engagement position here is just one of the ways we're implementing the feedback we got from the community survey.
Some of the issues that we heard in the city survey related to traffic was the roundabouts and just the confusion on how to navigate those. Some of the other issues that were brought up was congestion at certain times around City Market and the schools. With the circulation plan, some of the projects that came out of that, a lot of them happened to be intersection improvements to try to improve either pedestrian connections or whether or not an intersection would go to a roundabout to improve its function, or whether four-way stop may be the first measure of improvement. Some of the other projects that were identified are the Fremont Street corridor. If we can go from Highway 6 to Wildcat first, get that knocked out, do a subsequent phase up to Aspen Street, then we would have a pretty good corridor there to alleviate some of the traffic that we have on 18 Road and on 19 Road. Currently, we have some Old County Road bridges at Mesa Street, at Maple Street, and at Pine Street. There's an expectation in Fruita to have your small town feel, and as we grow, we're going to have to try to improve these roads, widen these roads, improve the functionality so that we can move the traffic in and out and still keep that small town feel.
My husband and I decided to move to Fruita in 2015. We came out here for a weekend. I took a random test online to figure out where we should move next. We were living in Denver. I know it's getting a little too crowded. And we came out here for a weekend and we just fell in love right away. So 6 months later, we had packed everything up and moved here. It's a beautiful place, it's a safe place, and we just love it. I think that city leadership has done a great job listening to the community and what we ask for. You know, we always talk about we want to keep kind of our small town sort of eclectic feel of Fruita, and I think they've paid a lot of attention to that. Also things like keeping our streets safe, fixing up sidewalks, kind of infrastructure on the streets. They worked a lot on that in the last couple of years. Again, that's come directly from citizens asking for that. I think whenever, you know, the city does these surveys and they ask us what we want, and they have a lot of committees that kind of work on those things as well, and they listen to us and they kind of pay attention to what their community wants.
We just want to thank the Fruita community for consistently engaging in a big way with your local government. Your feedback is utilized by the city team to prioritize and deliver high-quality services and maintain a quality of life that we all enjoy here in Fruita. So stay engaged, stay committed, and go to fruita.org to find more ideas and ways you can be connected.